my name's Rachel and welcome back to the series I do called What the Frick Did I Just Read? Full disclosure, I was commissioned to read both of these books we're going to talk about, however that does not affect my rating, as you can see by the fact that I didn't rate these very highly. However, just because I didn't like them doesn't mean that other people won't. I think that both of these are just very specifically books that are not for me. I think that they have an audience out there, I'm just not that right audience, so I'm hoping to help by hopefully I can get the author to find their authors, but both of these were just, they're not my genre. I mean, the first one could have been if it went a different direction, but I'm not as big of a romance girly as I am a magic girly. Alright, let's just start with the first one, A Dance of Dust and Ash by E.M. Douglas. This is a really pretty cover, but the cover really doesn't tell you what you're getting out of the story. This is set in the aftermath of Black Sunday, and our main character is a 17-year-old named Giselle. She leaves her very abusive family, mom, to go live with her aunt and uncle in Oklahoma, and the three of them just live a very peaceful life where they run a local tailoring sewing shop. But Giselle grapples with a lot of really awful memories of her mother, who was very physically abusive, so major trigger warning for child abuse and child death and child murder. But Giselle also has pneumonia, black pneumonia. And in this small town, they're all getting ready for the Fall Harvest Festival, and on the first night, Giselle meets Thomas, a very rich guy who came to their town in Oklahoma, Claymore, to purchase land for his father, who he works for, and they hit it off immediately, but it's very much insta-love. Giselle is slowly dying also from the sickness, and she starts to see visions of this woman in black who was a local legend, this woman who died of a broken heart after her groom left her. She haunts the local cemetery, but then you find out that the woman in black is much more than that, and she ends up coming to Giselle and making promises, and Thomas and Giselle's family are trying to get Giselle back from this woman in black. In the book, she's called the Black Lady, which I don't like the wordage of that. It's a woman all clothed in black, but the Black Lady, I don't want to call her that. By the way, again, trigger warning for child abuse, child death, and sexual assault. If you like small town romance, you might like this with a hint of magic. And if you like historical books set in is that the 1930s? I think it's the 1930s. You might like this. It had really good ideas, but I didn't personally enjoy the execution of this because I kept hoping that it would go a different way. I'm not really a fan of insta-love, and that's a huge part of this. I did like that we had a main character with mommy issues, which is something that I really like to see explored in theme because I have mommy issues. I really loved this idea of this woman in black who's a Rusalka, who's trying to manipulate this main character because she knows she has mommy issues and uses that to exploit her. And I love the idea of a love interest who has to go and remind the main character this is who you really are, and you need to come back to who you really are. Unfortunately, all of that only happened in the last 20% of the book, and I don't love the way it was done. I also don't think that the writing is anything special here. I think it could have used some polishing. I can typically forgive issues like head hopping if I really love the plot and the execution of ideas, and if I feel like a book is doing things in a very unique way, but there's nothing I can say that I enjoyed here, so then on top of that, the head hopping was really tough for me. I also did not love our main guy character at all, and the way that he thought about women. At one point he called Giselle a precious commodity, and not long after this he was thinking really negatively about another woman who he was supposed to, his mom wanted him to get engaged to, and shaming her inwardly, thinking about her in a shameful way because she had sex with somebody that she loved who didn't care about her in return. And he was angry that he had to take responsibility of her and her mistake by taking care of her while she was pregnant and being engaged to her. And I thought that hopefully this backwards thinking of his would be challenged in the text, but it wasn't. I couldn't root for the couple because I really did not like this guy. And again, insta-love is not something that I don't like it. It's not something I enjoy. I really do love the theme of mommy issues, so that's one of my favorites. But here it didn't do anything special or do anything well. Giselle did have a stand-in mother by way of her aunt, so I'm not really sure why we didn't have that conversation about why her aunt was not quite filling that role, filling that gap for her, and she kept feeling like she had to go elsewhere to the woman in black for that role to be filled. Like, what I wanted to see in text, like, what was her aunt not doing that wasn't meeting that need for Giselle, and kind of grapple with that. Because if indeed her aunt's not meeting that, then fine, but I want to know why. I really wish all of the women who weren't Giselle and her aunt had not been depicted so poorly. It felt very like black and white in the depiction of women here. I do love the idea of a Rusalka finding and exploiting lost girls who just need a mother figure, but again, it wasn't the main point of this. It didn't really shine through. It was only present in the last little bit of the book, and it was pretty disappointing. So I actually gave this like 1.5 stars, but I rounded up to 2 on Goodreads. I didn't love it. I wish I did, but you might like it. The next thing that I read, I don't know how to rate this. I don't know. And this was one of the horniest things that I've ever read in my life. I will say that the monster smut girlies might like this. Okay, Catching Lightning by Arlie Morgan. I don't even know how to describe this because it does not have a linear plot by any means. Okay, so it's like post-apocalyptic. This girl wakes up and most of humanity is gone, and then she finally comes across a dude and immediately is horny. Like, I get it, you haven't seen anybody in a while, but wow, calm down. Like, holy crap. They immediately have sex and he bails on her. And it turns out that a creature was watching her. A creature is not the right word. A entity. A being was watching her. It's a dragon, but is it a drag? It's a dragon, but it's a dragon. First of all, I will say that I appreciate that the dragon is not human. He takes on a human form and then he chooses his gender. But again, this is like the horniest thing that I've ever read in my life. It's so horny. Everybody's so horny all the time. That's fine if you're a monster smut girly, but I'm a plot girly, so I was like dying for a linear plot. That's not in here. I think for what it is, it's probably like, it's intended to be like paranormal smut. So for what it is, it did exactly what it was setting out to do. I just was not prepared for paranormal smut, so I kept waiting. I'm like, all right, and everybody, and they're horny again. And that's fine, like nothing against that at all. I'm a plot girly, so I kept waiting for plot to happen. But again, like the guy chose his gender thing. I was like, wow, I love that. Like, I love that he was like, I think that now that I am not a dragon and I am in this humanoid body, by the way, I have lightning powers, I kind of am a man. I feel as though I am a man, so I am a man. And I was like, yes, go you. You are a man if you want to be a man. Also, there was a succubus that he was like, oh shoot, I need to help this succubus by allowing her to have sexy time with me. And I was like, all right, it just felt like a little like he was a little too naive, and that kind of creeped me out because it felt almost like non-consent kind of thing. And the main character, who like ends up like being, I don't know, kind of like they have a romance, was like, what the fuck, you fooled around with this succubus? And he was like, oh, she just needed my help. I was like, it feels a little non-consenty, like he doesn't understand like what the gravity. Anyway, again, everybody's horny. But at the end, the succubus comes back and is like, hey, I actually need you guys' help, but not for a sex thing. And I was like, oh, I'm kind of interested to see what she needs help with. So, but again, I think because I'm just like dying for some plot. So again, I am a plot girly, so this kind of thing does not work for me, but it probably will work for those of you who love like dragon shifter smut. I think that y'all will eat this up. There is somewhat of a plot, like it's post-apocalyptic, like people surviving, and there's like weird creatures that have come and the people are gone and you're like, what the fuck is going on? But the plot takes such a backseat in a different lane, in a different car, on a different interstate, that I was like, wait, go back to the plot. So it's not for me, but paranormal monster smut, a post-apocalyptic smut is definitely for some of y'all, and I think that y'all should read it. It's also a very quick read, so if you like the idea of like it's a dragon shifter romance. It's a like dragon shifter smut in a post-apocalyptic setting. Dragon shifter smut in a post-apocalyptic setting. That's it. That's the book. So if you're interested in that, then you should check this one out. I hope that I can help find like an audience, but yeah, I gave both like 1.5, 2.5 stars. It sucks that I'm such a picky reader. I don't like it. Anyway, I hope that this helps some of you find books you're interested in. I will leave links down below to both of them. Thank you so much for watching. Leave your comments and questions down below, and I will see you next time. Bye. Hello, it's me, Trash Can Rachel, and I have to say thank you for being a friend to my Therapy Bills patrons, and those are Alexander, Allie Magpie, Amanda, Ashley B, Bubble Tea, Cami, Chris, Chrissy, Blair, Des Roberts, DJ Rocktopus, Emperor's New Blues, Eric, Harley, Jack and Jill, John E, Casey McKenzie, KW, Kelly K, Quinn, Lady Kittybug, Lek, Molly, Alice, Peggy Lou, Witch Bitch, Rain, Reese, Samar, Scarlett, Shiny, SMK. Thank you all so much for being a friend. And before I go, I have to say thank you for being a friend to my Potato Search Marxist patrons, and those are AM Angel, Alicia, Amanda B, Andy, Angelica, Anita, Artie the Ninth, Ashley H, Aubrey P, Ava, BB, Beck, Blythe, Bookish Barbie, Bookish Brain Rot, Ray, Bree, Bryn, Caitlin, Carlin, Cassandra, Catherine, Kathy, Chris, CJ, Colleen, Corwin, Corey, Darren, Deborah, Diet Goth, Dorothea, Evie, Eden, Elise, Ember, Emily A, Emily L, Emma, Aaron, Grace, Gracie, Hannah C, Hannah T, Harpy Kuro, Hello There Darling, Ilianaka, India Inks, JM Tennant, Jackal All Trades, Jay is on Olympus, JT, Jen with 2 N's, Jennifer T, Jenny G, Jillian, Jules, Kaylee, Kat, Katya, Kayala, Kendra, Kylie, Laughing Cat Dog, Laura, Lauren B, Library of Scars, Lisa, Liz Cardigan, Luna Moth, Lustful Octopus, Martin, Marquita, Maz, Melara, Meow Meow, James, Nat, Natalie, Never, Nicole G, Nicole R, Nikki, Nyan Binary, Paige E, Paige P, Foxglove, Pixel Stars, Pure Raytheon, Rachel B, Raquel, Rat Sarah, Reba, Rebecca, Ren, Robin, Rowan, Other Rowan, Sequoia, Sadie, Samantha, Sammy, Sarah H, Sarah the Bear, Scarlett, Shanae, Shannon, Shayna, Sheena K, Sean, Sierra, Stephanie, Talia, 3 Old Dogs, Toast, Trash Can Teddy, Taito Phoenix, Valentine, and Writer A. Thank you all so much for being a friend.